It's Powerback time on the Gutsy Podcast, your 20-minute boost to reclaim and refocus your energy. Get ready to have bursts of clarity, a boost of confidence, and the practical steps you need to make gutsy moves forward. You've got big things to do, so let's get your power back. We want love in our communities, but we tend to hate ourselves. We want unity in our world, but we tear ourselves apart. We want to believe in a brighter future for all, but we keep ourselves in the dark. We tell others to believe in themselves, and then we question our every move, idea, and qualification. The greater shift that we are all craving, the one that we know is possible, starts within. Self-love isn't just something that we feel. It's something that we practice through small, intentional choices. It's how we show up for and care for ourselves. It's using our voice to communicate our needs and our desires. And it's giving ourselves the chance to go for it, to trust in our ability to figure things out, truly honoring the ideas and the moves that we feel within ourselves. Today, we're talking about self-love in a way that makes all of that possible. And you know what? Sometimes self-love is the feel-good shit. Sometimes it is the bubble bath. Sometimes it is the facial. Sometimes it is the spa day. But more often than not, it's the small, micro decisions that we make, the way that we speak to ourselves, the way that we show up for ourselves, and in the consistent, ever-evolving and moving decision to go for it. I mean, that's the basis of making gutsy moves, is listening in those moments, like really tapping in and feeling, is this right for me? Am I going to do this? Am I willing to take the one next step? And self-love, it's one of those steps over and over and over again. Here's a prime example of this, okay? And this might help you answer a question that you're like, wait, what just happened? How did we skip from like episode 270 something to in the 500s? Like, did I miss something? Were episodes deleted? Did they go somewhere? And the answer is no. I simply changed the numbering system. And it just so happens to be a form of self-love. So every week since the beginning of the Gutsy Podcast, which is now over 7 years old, I have released 2 episodes a week. Tuesdays are guest episodes. Thursdays are Powerback episodes. For whatever reason, I decided the numbering system for these episodes would be the same number each week. Just the Tuesday would be the number, and the Thursday would be the Powerback of that number. And it's obviously worked for many, many years. Except I started to feel this kind of inner nudge of, hey, I wonder if we start shifting the numbers to reflect the actual number of episodes. I wonder if it'll help to distinguish the difference between the 2 types of episodes, right? Like, I'm just starting to notice this kind of curiosity that's peaking within me a couple of months ago. I also have some lovely, amazing people that reach out. Sometimes they comment on my Facebook post or wherever I'm at, and they'll just be like, oh my gosh, you have 270 episodes. That's really impressive. And yes, I do agree with that. But I found that there was this part in my body that was like, but there's so many more, Laura. And then, of course, I do that thing where I go back and forth. I'm like, do I tell them that there's more? Do I just let it go? Do I leave it alone? Maybe I want to change this. Oh, is it arrogant if I correct them? Like, you know what I mean? You know, that inner dialogue where I'm like, oh, what is the right thing to do here? And after quite a few of these interactions, I'm like, okay, clearly this is coming up within me because there's something that needs to be processed. There's something that either wants to change, something that I need to handle, something I need to evolve, a new way of communication, something. Because if it wasn't ready to be evolved in some form or fashion, it wouldn't keep coming up. And what I really had to come down to was, okay, why? What is my intent here? Am I feeling like I want to change the numbers because I want clout, because I want recognition, because I want a standing ovation? Or do I want to change the numbers so that it reflects the work that you've put in? Do I want to change the numbers so that it shows the longevity of this show? The power of the moves that are happening? Because guess what? If this shit wasn't working, there wouldn't be 544 episodes. Maybe, just maybe, I'm ready to be seen fully, unapologetically, and own my dedication and persistence. Maybe, just maybe, that might be the answer. And that's what kept coming up for me. I'm like, this numbering system no longer reflects who I am, where I'm at. I think that a past version of me wanted to downplay it or didn't want to take up too much space or didn't want to seem like I was all this and all that. That's some old fucking conditioning coming up. I'm no longer in that place. And side note here, dudes are not thinking about this shit. I can promise you that. And so a form of self-love that I have literally just this week given myself is changing the number system. Yeah, it might confuse you guys for a second. Yeah, it might not make sense. Yeah, somebody might look at it and be like, oh, what happened there? But you know something? That's a blip. That's a moment. I already feel better about this numbering system because it fully reflects who I am, what I'm doing, and what I'm going to continue to do. Now, you might be thinking like, okay, how is that a form of self-love though? Well, first, it's listening to myself. I felt that curiosity come up. I noticed the feelings that were coming along with these questions or these statements or these conversations. I recognized that, hey, there's something coming up within me and I'm not going to get all wound up. I'm not going to push back. I'm not going to make it mean anything. I'm just going to let it marinate a little bit. That's a form of self-love, by the way. Letting yourself feel what you need to feel and give yourself the space to figure out what that is. You don't need to do that in the moment. You just have to be willing to recognize it, to let it come up and say, okay, you can kind of roam. You can tell me what you need to tell me. I'm going to journal things out. I'm going to notice how I'm feeling. Where am I feeling it in my body? What is it bringing up? What are the thoughts that are coming along with this? This is all letting it marinate. 10,000% a form of self-love. Then I asked myself, what do I actually want? I got to know the intention, the why behind this, really sinking in and understanding the purpose behind something that you're wanting to do is a form of self-love because it means, my friend, that you are honoring yourself, that you're going deeper than the surface level. You're going down into the heart space. You're going down into the soul. You're saying, you know what? I'm going to let this voice come up and answer this truthfully and honestly. That's another form of self-love. Then I honored it. I made the move. Did it cause a little bit of a ripple effect? Sure. Did we have to change the whole back-end system of how the numbers were already set up? Yep. Did it require a change to our process? Yep. Do I risk you, the listener, being a little bit confused as to what the hell's going on? Maybe. Some of you might not have even fucking noticed. But all of these, what might be looked at as risks, were such a low barrier. We're such a low reason to not do this. The greater shift in this is the way that I feel better about taking up the space that I have created. That there's never going to be a question again about how many true episodes are published. And you know something, little tiny detail, but an honest one. Every time that I apply to speak at an event or a conference, every time that I reach out and pitch myself to speak at an organization, I have to do math. Like I have to go and look how many episodes are there, okay, and then times that by 2. And clearly that's basic math here, okay? That's a simple thing to do, but it's another thing to do. And on top of everything else that I'm doing, now it's just gone. Now I just know. So it simplifies my life. Yes, in a micro way, but when you're pitching 20, 30, 40 times a fucking month, you times that math times that many. And now we've got too much math going on. And listen, I've always been a creative person, so I just don't want to do that anymore. The self-love in this piece was I honored what I wanted. I took the action to support it instead of suppressing it. I let it not make sense to some people for a little bit, because it made full body sense for me right now, but definitely for me going forward. And let me tell you, the energy shift on the other side of hearing yourself, trusting yourself, and going for it, really pouring into this as a self-love practice, it's immeasurable. Immediately, my confidence is up. I'm just like, yeah, this reflects who I am. This shows my longevity. Like I created this space. 544 episodes, not a drop in the fucking bucket, friend. Instead of hiding behind that success, I'm owning it. I'm owning every incredible speaker that has come onto the show and shared their knowledge and their expertise. I'm owning the hours that it takes to prepare for an episode, to record one, to have it edited, to get the post-production stuff ready, to get it scheduled on social media and to talk about it. Like it doesn't just happen. It's a whole ecosystem behind the scenes. And one of the coolest things about confidence is, yes, it feels incredible within yourself, but then it radiates outward. You move differently, which means you're impacting other people differently. Your confidence, your willingness to go for something, is giving someone else permission to do the same. It's modeling behavior that they maybe have never seen before. It's showing others that, hey, when you take care of yourself, things change for the better. And in addition to this confidence, there's also capacity back in my brain. It's simple. I'm not thinking about that freaking math anymore. Anytime I get a comment or a DM about how many episodes I have, I'm not going to have to think about it. I'm not going to have that feeling anymore. You know what I mean? It just gives you back space and capacity. But it really comes down to you choosing you. That's the basis of self-love. No matter how that looks, no matter what that practice is, it's choosing you, listening to yourself, trusting in your ability to figure out, and then your willingness to moving in the direction that supports that desire instead of going away from it. Every year inside the Gutsy Collective, we do a self-love challenge. We are in that right now. And I got to tell you, it's such an intentional practice I'm emphasizing here, of reminding yourselves how much more time, power, ability, and choice you really have for you. The intent with this challenge is to help people put themselves first, to remember how good you can truly feel. We're also creating momentum, so we're focusing on progress over perfection. And of course, we're strengthening community. So these shared experiences really amplify, hey, if she's showing up for herself, then I can show up for myself. And now we're building on top of one another's awesomeness. That is contagious in the best of ways. The way we've been doing this is through self-love bingo. Okay, why did we stop having fun is my first question. We have to gamify things sometimes, okay? We have to have fun with things. We have to change up the routine, make things less serious. My gosh, there's enough serious things going on. I think we can have a little fun here. So I thought I would give you a few of the prompts that are in the self-love bingo. So if you are in a space where you're I want to pour into myself more, I'm not sure what to do or where to start, everything feels heavy, it feels like one more thing. These are very, very simple, but very, very practical ways that you can practice self-love today. And not just today, ongoing. Okay. These are prompts to get your mind going. And if you like this and you're oh, I feel like there could really be some power in helping me to boost myself in this, you can join the Gutsy Collective and get full access to the entire challenge. You don't have to wait until we do it together as a group again. The great thing about the Gutsy Collective is that information lives in there. So you can pick up and start expanding on your self-love at any point. The first 30 days, by the way, of your membership is free. It's on me. I want you to come in and really experience the shifts that happen in your life and in your confidence by being in this group. So you can sign up by going to LauraAura.com. And at the top of the page, there is a link for the Gutsy Collective. All right, grab a pen and paper if you're able safely. These are a few things that you can practice. And then I'm going to give you a prompt right afterwards for you to really start taking action on the self-love today. This last one's going to be the thing that you can move with today. Okay, the first self-love challenge piece is going to bed 30 minutes earlier. I know, it's scroll time. That's when you're reading your book. That's when you're doing your things. Friend, rest is so important. I know you hear that 8,000 times, but are you doing it? We really need our downtime. We need our rest. And even going to bed 15 or 20 minutes, 30 minutes earlier can have such a profound shift on your health, both physical and mental. And when you're rested, you think more clearly. When you think more clearly, you get more creativity. You make better decisions. It's a ripple effect. Please trust me on this. And if you want a little stretch here, plug your phone in a different room when you go to bed. Okay. The next one, wear something that you feel confident in. This is all about visibility. Okay. This is about taking up space. This is about saying, I don't need to care what other people are going to say or think because I feel good in this for me. So maybe it's a dress that you've never worn out or a pair of pants that you've never worn because they've got this big funky print on it. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry or the way that you wear your natural hairstyle. What is something that makes you feel confident within your own four walls? The self-love here is taking that confidence outward, wearing it into public, going to work in it, going to Sunday brunch with your friends wearing it. Like whatever that is for you, let's do it. That is a form of self-love. The next one is a little detox, not for your body, but for your brain. Deleting apps or unsubscribing from things that drain your energy. These might be subscriptions that you're paying for that's draining your money. It might be apps that's taking up space, like literal space on your phone. These could be emails that you get that every time they come up, you're like, oh my gosh, there's another one. Oh my gosh, there's another one. Like, let's get rid of this stuff. Okay, a little purge, a little detox goes a long way. You can do this on your couch. You can do this from the comfiness of your bed. This is a self-love practice because you are regaining your time, you're regaining finances, you're regaining space, and you are choosing, actively, intentionally choosing what you want to consume and how you want to do that. That's huge. Okay, that one is huge. And man, does it feel good to get rid of some of that stuff. Okay, these next few, I'm going to consider these level 2. Okay, if you want to turn it up a notch, one of the first things you can do is to make a decision without asking for reassurance. I know. You want everyone's opinion. You want everyone to tell you, yes, it's good. Yes, it's perfect. Yes, I want to do that. Yes, please do those things. But have you listened to yourself? Like, when is your opinion, when is your inner voice going to be enough? Now that's very different if you're building something and, you're leaning on a trusted mentor, or there's a few core people, okay, that are like helping in this process. That's different. Okay. But what I'm talking about is on the daily basis. Are you always asking for permission or validation from the people around you to make any move? Should I say this? Should I do that? What do you think about this? Right? Like always going outside of yourself for the answer. So the self-love challenge here is to make a decision without asking for reassurance. This is a practice in trust. Trusting yourself, one of the greatest forms of self-love you can ever practice. The next one is a little similar, but a little different. And this is in an action. This is doing one thing that the old version of you would have delayed on, put off, procrastinated, pretended like I'll do it tomorrow. Yes, I said pretend because, it's always just moving itself out. Like what's something that your current day or past day self would have delayed? Maybe it's a project that you're working on, an email that you need to send, an area in your house that you need to clean. Like what is that thing that just keeps getting pushed off? Continuing that in your space is taking up so much capacity. Okay. So the self-love challenge here is saying, okay, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to put on a really great soundtrack. I'm going to put on a song that I love. I'm going to put on a playlist that gets me going, and I'm going to do the thing. Might I suggest Bad Bunny, for instance? Because listen, this incredible human being got up on the world stage on Super Bowl Sunday and reminded the world that the only thing stronger than hate is love. That is his quote directly. That love that he's talking about, it starts within. And it starts by making these decisions that support yourself. It starts with even honoring what that love is in the first place. So the last piece that I want to give you here today is a question that I really want you to be honest with, to sit with. This is not an action, this is a reflection. The challenge here is to name 3 things that you love about yourself. Not what you're working on, not what you're aspiring for today. As you are, what are 3 things that you love about yourself? These get to be anything. If you're like, oh, where do I even start? What do I do? I don't know. Let me read you some of the incredible things that the women in the Gutsy Collective said about themselves, okay? One woman said she loves her resiliency. She loves her refusal to give up, even when things feel hard or hopeless. Another woman said that she loves her curiosity and excitement about all the little things. She just gets so thrilled about the little details of life. Another woman said that she loves her honesty. She's not afraid to speak her mind, and she realized how much her voice matters. And another woman said she loves her passion, her kindness, and her creativity, and how all those things come together to make this world a better place. So what do you love about yourself? It can be characteristics, it can be attributes, it can be accomplishments, it can be physical appearance, it can be your spirit. It doesn't matter what it is. The point is, do you recognize this greatness already within you? You're not starting from nothing. You're already an incredible human being. It's time to start acting like it. It's time to start owning that within yourself. Because the way that we get love in our communities is by loving ourselves. The way that we get unity in our world is not by tearing ourselves apart, but by building ourselves up and building up those around us. The way that we get a brighter future for all is by standing in the fucking light together. And when you're telling others to believe in themselves, believe in yourself too. Trust your moves. Trust your ideas. Believe that you have everything that you need in this moment to either take action or to figure out what's next. Look, I know self-love looks different for everyone. It looks different in different seasons. It looks different in different circumstances. But at the end of the day, it's personal. It's yours, and you get to make it what it needs to be. The only thing that actually matters is that you practice it. Some days it's setting boundaries. Other days it's resting. Sometimes it's focusing on fun and joy. Sometimes it's connection or disconnection. Sometimes it's communication or exploring new things. Sometimes it's the way that you speak to yourself. And yes, sometimes it's a good old-fashioned fucking bubble bath. All of it matters. And all of it adds into your self-love tank. And guess what happens when a tank is full? It spills over in the best of ways. When you love yourself, or you're actively noticing the parts of you that you truly do adore, it radiates. It goes into your home, your kids, your spouse, your family members see and feel that difference. It goes into your workplace, with your colleagues, with your clients, in networking meetings. It spills into your community in the best of ways, and it's the way that we make the bigger impact together. Self-love is not a fluffy nice to have. I think it's a necessity for humanity. Take these prompts, put them in action, or create your own little challenge. And if nothing else, start by naming at least 3 things. And if you want to go further, go further. Name the things that you already love about yourself, because friend, it's who you already are. If you want to build on this confidence and momentum, the Gutsy Collective is such an incredible, powerful space for you to be able to do that in a space that is safe, that is surrounded by other women that are actively shifting their lives for the better. Plus, you get the actual tools and resources to know how to implement these things. Your first 30 days is on me. Just go to LauraAura.com and click on the Gutsy Collective at the top of the page, or I have put a handy dandy link in the show notes below. I would love, love, love to hear what is on your self-love list. So send me a DM. Tell me what you love about yourself. My handle is @LauraAura. You can find me on all the platforms. And as always, until I see you next time, stay gutsy.